Vamos lá, vamos descobrir quem fez esse crime. Vamos lá. Um circo. Ó, tô aqui. Monsieur Chabata. Olá. Tudo bem? Se me permite perguntar o que você estava fazendo no dia do crime.
I don't know where the murders took place.
Curto e grosso. Certo. Mas o que o senhor estava fazendo?
Oh, just my usual grandeur and glory, my dear detective. Basking in the spotlight, captivating my audience with my daring feats of lion taming. You see, the world revolves around me, and on that day, it was no different.
Você que cuida dos leões aqui do circo? Lembra que a primeira
Yes,
vítima
indeed.
tinha marca tipo selvagem, certo? Certo, e como o e só tem acesso a eles?
Yes, only me.
Hum. Você conhecia Maria Jensen?
No, I didn't.
Por que você não fez?
Fail.
Como assim, palha?
I don't.
É que não me disseram no supermercado que o senhor viu Maria Jensen nos últimos momentos de vida dela.
No, you were misinformed.
Em sua defesa, o que você tem a falar sobre isto?
Nothing.
Você conhecia Nicola?
No, never heard of him.
E Hayley?
No,
O senhor não está cooperando com a investigações. Isto o torna um suspeito.
well, isn't that intriguing?
Posso te prender? Vou perguntar, foda-se.
No, you cannot.
Por quê?
Because I said so.
Você é a lei, então. Tá metendo
No, but I am
papinho
above your authority.
em cima de sua autoridade. Sério? Então você é policial.
No, I'm not a policeman.
Então não está acima de minha autoridade.
Yes, I am.
Rapaz, serei curto e grosso. O senhor será acusado de assassinato de Maria Chance. Nos vemos em breve. Quero ver.
Good luck with that.
Ok. Cara do circo, eu vou, mano, vou anotar aqui, chat. Quarta página. Cara do circo babaca. Ultra suspeito. Vamos falar com o policial. Boa noite. Ah, boa noite. Olá. Melhor. Como estamos? Como está?
Well, what do you want? Spit it out.
Você conhece o cara do circo?
The guy from the circus. What guy are you referring to? Detective Martini? I'm not aware of any specific person from the circus.
O
Could you
cuidador,
please provide more details or clarify your
o
statement?
cuidador de leão.
Yeah, you're talking about Monsieur Saxabar, aren't you? He's quite a character, that one. Takes care of those magnificent lions at Le Cirque Mystique. But what does he have to do with our investigation, detective? Is there something suspicious about his involvement? Please enlighten me.
Monsieur Saxabar. Acredito. Ou pura. Acredito. Salve ninja, como é que você tá, meu querido? Que ele tenha matado Maria Jensen.
Maria Jansen, you say, found covered in blood outside her apartment in central Vaudeville. That's a tragic situation indeed. But why do you believe that Monsieur Saxabar, the lion caretaker, is involved in her murder? Do you have any evidence or leads that point in his direction? Let's be careful with accusations, Detective Martini. We need concrete facts to pursue any line of inquiry.
Meu irmão. Meu amigo. Vocês nem um minuto que eu tô aqui já bateu mais. É a Twitch. É a Twitch. Ele cuida de leão. E as marcas no corpo de Maria Jensen são de ataques animais. Por isto que liguei os dois. Twitch tá passando fome, certeza, eu não duvido. Esse é um jogo com inteligência artificial, cara. A gente é um detetive, a gente tá investigando o assassinato de 3 pessoas na cidade. E os NPCs, eles estão com inteligência artificial, então eles não têm uma resposta simples assim, sabe? Tudo que eu perguntar pra eles, eles vão dar uma resposta original e tal, e eles sabem no caso. E a gente tem que descobrir quem matou os caras. E aí a gente vai montando o caso, só que os caras são meio burro. Maria tinha marcas de dentes de animal pelo corpo.
Animal teeth marks, you say? Well, that does sound quite gruesome. But let's not jump to conclusions, detective. We can't assume that it was directly related to the circus or the lions just yet. We'll investigate all possibilities thoroughly. Have we found any other clues or
Isso,
witnesses that might
inteligência.
shed light on the
Isso.
matter?
Nenhuma ainda. Mas o Monsieur não quis cooperar com as investigações.
Monsieur Saxabar didn't want to cooperate, you say? That's certainly suspicious behavior. We'll have to dig deeper and find out why he's reluctant to help with the investigation. Perhaps he has a valid reason, or maybe he's hiding something. Keep an eye on him, Detective Martini, and let me know if you uncover anything significant. We can't let anyone hinder our progress in solving these murders.
Obrigado. Até logo.
Alright then, Detective Martini. If you...
Cara, a gente já foi no circo, já falamos aqui com o cara. A escrota aqui é na floresta. Agora a gente tem a cabana e Violet, coral. Vamos no Country Club. Jogo maluco. É um dos primeiros jogos com inteligência artificial. Ó. Michele, deixa eu anotar o nome. Olá, Michele. Tudo bem? Adorei o game e tinha agora o jogo para
How
pesquisar.
unexpected to see you here at the country club. What brings you to this exclusive establishment?
Deixa eu anotar só o nome. Michele. Country Club. E se eu tiver mais alguma coisa, eu anoto aqui. É Pique Genjin, Downlands? Eu acho que eu sei qual que é. É o que traz estabelecimento. Estou fazendo uma investigação dos assassinatos que ocorreram.
Murders. Oh my, how dreadful. But, forgive me for asking, but what does that have to do with me? And where exactly did these murders take place?
Só. Todas as respostas que eu não soube, eu vou falar. Isso é sigiloso. Mas gostaria de saber algumas informações suas apenas. Eu não sei
Confidential.
ainda onde
Well,
aconteceu.
I must say, Detective, you've piqued my curiosity. But of course, I'm an open book. I'm sure there's nothing extraordinary about me, but feel free to ask away. What would you like to know?
O que você estava fazendo no dia do assassinato?
day
Nossa,
of the
teve
murder.
uma que eu quase
mean the
bati
day
nela, que
Maria
eu
was killed?
xinguei assim, falei
Why, that's quite a
vagabundo.
while ago, isn't it? I'm afraid I don't recall every detail of that specific day. But, Detective Martini, why are you interested in my whereabouts on that particular day? Are you suspecting me of any involvement?
Não, é só para te proteger, mulher. Te proteger. Você conhecia? Exatamente. Exatamente, Ninja. Essa é a questão. Vou soltar. Você conhecia a Maria? Eu não falei o nome da Maria.
Maria. Oh, yes, I did
Ó,
know her. We used to spend some time together before. Well, before she passed away. We were acquaintances, you could say. But why do you ask? Is there something about our relationship that could be relevant to your investigation?
completamente. Completamente. Me conte tudo o que sabe de Maria. Por favor.
Oh, my. Well, I suppose I can share what I know about dear Maria. She was a vibrant and charismatic woman, always full of life. We would often attend social events and gatherings together. She had a certain charm that drew people to her. But beyond that, I'm afraid I don't have much more information. What specifically would you like to know about her?
Ela tinha algum. Fazer a versão psicológica, fala que ela já descobriu que era. Era cúmplice. Ela tinha algum namorado? Vamos por esse lado, vamos por esse lado.
A boyfriend? Well, to be honest, I'm not entirely sure. We never really discussed her romantic relationships in great detail. But I do recall her mentioning a few dates here and there. Why do you
Ah,
ask? Is there a particular reason her relationship status is relevant to your investigation?
então ela gostava de uma baguncinha gostosa.
Oh, nice little mess, you say.
Cláudio
Well,
Coringa tá
I
jogando
suppose you could say that
Minecraft,
she enjoyed some
justo.
excitement in her life. She was quite adventurous and always up for trying new things. But why do you bring up her affinity for messiness? Do you think it could be connected to her murder somehow?
Eu me chamo Gabriel, Ninja. Gabriel, aliás, o Matheus, ele falou que não recebeu mensagem de você, Ninja. Eu vou te mandar o Instagram dele, se pá, você mandou no Instagram errado. Não, 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 não. Não. Eu vou te mandar aí. Pera aí. Foi erradaço, então. Vou te mandar no sussurro aí o link do Insta dele. Eu tô te mandando com a minha outra conta. A Gashmit. Meu nome é Gabriel. É Gashmit, meu sobrenome. Eu falei com ele esses dias, ele, não, mano, eu não mandei nada, tal, só que inclusive a live que você comentou, que foi segunda-feira, pô, aliás, eu joguei um jogo de terror ontem, Ninja, foi eleito o melhor jogo de terror de 2023, mano, muito bom. Ela falou que ela era bastante aventureira, gostava de experimentar coisas novas. Você acha que pode estar relacionado ao assassinato dela de alguma forma? Muito provável. O de ontem? O de ontem se chamava Ghost at Dawn. Ela tinha inimigos.
Enemies. That's a rather strong word, Detective Martini. I wouldn't necessarily characterize it as enemies, per se. But like anyone in our social circle, I'm sure she had her fair share of disagreements or conflicts with certain individuals. After all, not everyone gets along perfectly, do they? But I can't think of anyone who would have wanted to harm her. Why do you ask about her enemies? Is there something specific you're looking into?
Nas férias de dezembro vou em busca do meu afilhado aqui no Twitter. Porra, eu te ajudo, Ninja. Te ajudo demais. Divulgo demais, pô. Não sou lá aquele streamer famosão. Mas te ajudo demais. Inclusive, quem estiver vendo o VOD. Tá aí, ó. Já segue o ninja aí. Bom, bom. Por que você me pergunta tanto sobre as minhas intenções? E ela quer outra coisa, hein, família? Cara, às vezes a pergunta não vai. Você está solteira? Vou botar uma 10 do nada. Vamos ver se vai. E foi.
Detective Martini, I must say that is quite an abrupt change of subject. But yes, I am single. However, I fail to see how my relationship status is relevant to the investigation at hand. Could you please explain the connection?
Foi só interesse pessoal mesmo. Perdão. Me atrapalhei com uma mulher tão bela.
Well, thank you for the compliment, Detective. I appreciate your kind words. But let's turn the focus back to the matter at hand, shall we? Is there anything else you need to discuss regarding the case or any specific information you're seeking?
O que você estava fazendo no dia da morte de Maria?
The day Mary died. I'm sorry, but I didn't realize you were referring to someone named Mary. I thought we were discussing the murder of my acquaintance, Maria Jensen. Are we talking about the same person? Mary, I apologize, but I don't recall anyone by that name in connection to this case. Are you sure you have the correct information? Perhaps there's been some confusion. Could you provide more details about this individual and their relation to the case?
O que você me responde, mulher? Velho, tô ficando puto. Tava fazendo no dia da morte de Maria. Porra. Mano,
I'm
tá
sorry,
indo
but I really
Mary.
don't know who this Mary is.
Eu escrevi
I've been
Maria.
talking about my acquaintance, Maria Jansen. Are you sure you have the right person? Maybe there's been some mix-up in the names or events. Could you...
É a mesma pessoa.
Wait, you mean to say that Mary is actually Maria? My
Sim.
apologies for the confusion. Yes, of course, now that you mention her full name, I remember. So, you're asking what I was doing on the day that she passed away. To be
Isso.
honest, I can't recall specifically what I was doing that day. My schedule tends to be quite busy with various social engagements and business matters. However, if you believe my activities on that particular day could be of relevance to the case, I'm willing to assist in any way that I can.
Por favor. Vou perguntar, eu odiei o babaca do circo, mesmo se ele for inocente, eu quero foder ele de alguma forma. A senhora conhece o Monsieur Saxbar?
Monsieur Saxabar. Oh, that's an interesting question. Yes, I do know of him. He is a prominent figure in our vaudeville society, known for his artistic endeavors and eccentric personality. Why do you ask about Monsieur Saxabar? Is there a specific reason his involvement is relevant to the investigation?
Ele é suspeito da morte. Olha como fuder uma pessoa, chat. Maria.
Oh, really? That's quite surprising to hear. I can't imagine why someone like Monsieur Saxabar would be considered a suspect. But then again, appearances can be deceiving, can't they?
Você tá...
Do you have any evidence or leads that point towards his possible involvement?
Você
It's just hard
está
for me to believe that someone from within our social circle
defendendo?
could be capable of such a terrible act. Defending him? No, not necessarily. I'm simply expressing my surprise at the idea of him being a suspect. I mean, I've known him for some time, and he has always struck me as a rather
Porque
eccentric
ele é
but harmless
babaca.
individual. But if there is substantial evidence pointing to his involvement, then I suppose it's worth investigating further. can you share with me what makes him a potential suspect in Maria's death?
Eu coloquei isso porque o cara é um babaca, mano. Daí eu falei, babaca ultra suspeito, foda-se. Tô prestando uma surpresa suspeito, quero dizer, conheço há algum tempo e sempre pareceu uma pessoa excêntrica, mas inofensiva. Novidade que vale a pena investigar a fundo. Você pode me dizer o que ele fez? Possível suspeito de morte de Maria? Ele deu ela para os leões comer. Você vai ver, eu vou conversar com ele, você vai entender o porquê.
Oh my, that is quite a shocking claim, and certainly not something I would have expected from someone like Monsieur Saxabar. Are you saying that there is evidence suggesting that he disposed of something related to the case by feeding it to the lions? I must admit, that sounds quite dramatic, but if there is indeed proof or witnesses to support this claim, then it's certainly a significant development in the investigation. I'm curious, how did this information come to light?
Só preciso de mais testemunhas.
Evidence and proof. I'm sorry, but I'm a bit confused. Are you implying that I have some sort of evidence or knowledge regarding this matter? Because I assure you, I have no such thing. If there is any concrete evidence implicating or exonerating anyone, it should be brought forward and properly investigated. As for more witnesses, I suppose it would be helpful to gather additional testimonies to get a clear picture of what truly happened.
O meu trabalho.
Is there anything specific you would like me to do in regards to finding more witnesses?
Mas eu gostaria que você conversasse com o ancião e vamos ver o que ela faz se eu mandar ela conversar com ele.
Talk to Monsieur Saxabar. Well, if you believe it would be beneficial for the investigation, then of course. Detective. But may I ask what you would like me to discuss with him? Are you looking for information about Maria's interactions with him or perhaps his whereabouts on the day of the incident? Just let me know how exactly you would like me to approach the conversation and I'll do my best to assist you.
Preciso que a senhora se aproxime dele bem sedutora para descobrir as interações dele com o leão e Maria. Detetive vagabundo que você
I'm
é.
sorry, but I don't think I can fulfill that request. My role here is to provide assistance and cooperate with the investigation, but acting seductively to gather information is not something I'm comfortable with. If you need me to speak with Monsieur Saxabar about his interactions with the lion or his relationship with Maria, I would be more than happy to do so in a professional and respectful manner. Is there any specific question or topic you would like me to address during the conversation?
Pergunte a ele o que se alguém pegou as chaves da jaula dos leões.
Keys to the lion's cage. That's certainly an intriguing line of inquiry. If you believe there may be a connection between the keys and the incident involving the lions and Maria, then it's definitely worth exploring. When speaking with Monsieur Saxabar, should I directly inquire about the keys and whether anyone has accessed them? Just let me know, and I'll make sure to include that in our conversation.
Sim, isto mesmo. Vou fazer essa cidade virar de ponta cabeça. Eu já criei mentira. Já soltei mentira para as pessoas.
How fascinating. Detective, if you suspect that someone may have taken the keys, it could potentially shed light on what happened to poor Maria. Rest assured, when I speak with Monsieur Saxabar, I will make sure to ask him about the status of the lion's cage and if any unusual activity or access has been observed. It's an interesting angle to explore, and hopefully it will help us uncover more information about this tragic event.
Muito obrigado. Muito obrigado. Até logo.
You're welcome. I'm glad I could assist. If there's anything else I can do to support the investigation, please don't hesitate to reach out. Take care, and I'll see you later.
Fechou. Bom, a gente falou com a Michelle. Ela vai falar. Agora, vamos aqui, ó, no Cabernet Violette. Eita porra. Marina H. Marina H. Cabane Violette. Essa eu investigo pra você. Pode deixar você ver quando você vai investigar, Ninja. Sem ver. Olá, moça. Muito boa noite. Tudo bem?
Good evening. I'm doing quite well, thank you. And how are you this fine evening? Have you come to enjoy the show?
Sim. Vim para curtir o show.
Ah, wonderful. I'm delighted to hear that. It's always a pleasure to have an audience who appreciates the art of burlesque. So, have you ever seen my burlesque performance before? People come from every corner of Europe to see it.
Não, mas me falaram que é um show muito bom mesmo.
Oh, I'm thrilled to know that you've heard good things about our show. It's certainly something you won't want to miss. The energy, the costumes, the music. It all comes together to create a truly captivating experience. I hope you enjoy it as much as everyone else does. Now, tell me, what brings you to Vaudeville? Are you a regular patron of the arts?
Sim, adoro artes. Essa aqui eu vou mais na intimidade,
That's wonderful to hear.
conversando com ela e deixar ela falar.
With others.
Vamos ver.
What kind of art do you appreciate the most? Do you have a favorite artist or art form? I'm always curious to learn about different perspectives and tastes when it comes to the world of art.
Eu amo os quadros de Van Gogh e os filmes do Orson Welles. Vamos ver se ela sabe? Intimidade nessa.
Van Gogh and Orson Welles, how fascinating. Their works are truly captivating and have left a lasting impact on the artistic landscape.
Tá ligando minha namorada
Expressive
artificial.
strokes, and Welles' innovative storytelling techniques are truly remarkable.
Caralho.
It's intriguing to see how their distinct styles have resonated with you. Is there a particular Van Gogh painting or Welles film that holds a special place in your heart?
O filme Cidadão Kane é um dos meus favoritos. E o autorretrato de Van Gogh é excepcional.
Oh, Citizen Kane and Van Gogh's self-portrait. Excellent choices indeed. Citizen Kane is a cinematic masterpiece, and it's incredible how Orson Welles pushed boundaries with his direction and narrative structure. And as for
Maravilhosa.
Van Gogh's self-portrait, it's a stunning piece of art that captures his unique style and introspective nature. I'm curious, what draws you to these specific works? What do you find most compelling about them?
Cidadão Kane, o Ninja, é considerado, ele é um filme lá de 1930, 30 e não, 40. É década de 30 para 40. Ele é um filme branco e preto do Orson Welles. O Orson Welles, ele fez esse filme, um diretor jovem, e é considerado um dos melhores filmes de todos os tempos. É um filme sensacional que fala justamente sobre a mídia em si, o controle da mídia, de grandes famílias pela mídia. Muito bom mesmo. O que acha atraente deles? Eu acho incrível o modo como um cara roubado. Como assim? Como eles tratam os sentimentos e visão.
Yes, feelings and worldview are such important aspects of
O
any
cara
form
não
of
deixa
artistic
jogar e quando você
expression.
jogar só
They
falta
have
a
the
bola
power to
8
touch
pra
us
ele.
deeply and make us
Ele
reflect
errou,
on our
amém.
own emotions and perspectives. It's fascinating how both Vincent van Gogh and Orson Welles were able to convey their own inner worlds through their respective mediums. Their ability to evoke emotions and provoke thought is truly remarkable. Is there a particular emotion or idea that you find particularly resonant in their work?
Tristeza, vamos ver. Eu vou puxar por esse assunto.
Sadness, you say. That's quite interesting. While I understand the beauty of exploring and expressing melancholy, I must admit that I tend to lean towards more light-hearted and joyful themes in my performances. But I suppose that's the beauty of art, isn't it? It allows for a wide range of emotions to be explored and appreciated. So, if I may ask, what is it about sadness that captivates you? What do you find intriguing or meaningful about it?
Ela nos faz sair de nossa zona de conforto e procurar respostas e saídas para os problemas.
That's an interesting perspective. Sadness can indeed push us out of our comfort zones and prompt us to seek solutions. It's fascinating how different emotions can motivate us to take action and grow as individuals. In a way, they all have their own unique role in shaping our experiences and understanding of the world. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on this. I find it fascinating to hear different viewpoints on the power of emotion and artistic expression. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss or any other aspects of the show that pique your curiosity?
Você chegou a conhecer uma tal de Hayley?
Hayley. Oh, you mean Hayley Greenwood, the dancer who recently passed away.
Ah, ela era
Yes, I knew
dançarina,
her.
ó.
She was a talented performer, and her loss has left a void in the vaudeville community. It's such a tragedy. Why do you ask about her? Did you know her personally?
Éramos amigos de infância. Fiquei sabendo do falecimento dela e vim aqui para tentar descobrir o que aconteceu.
Childhood friends, you say? I'm sorry to hear about your friend's passing. It must be quite distressing for you. As for what happened to her, well, it's a rather grim situation. Unfortunately, she was one of 3 people who were murdered here in Vaudeville in recent weeks. Maria Jansen, Nicola Grossman, and now poor Hayley. It's truly tragic. The police are doing their best to investigate and find the culprit, but it's been a difficult and unsettling time for all of us.
Muito obrigado. Você sabia se ela tinha algum inimigo?
Enemies. Well, I can't really speak to that. I mean, we're all performers here, and while there may be some rivalries and competition, I wouldn't necessarily call them enemies. It's a close-knit community, and we all support each other in our artistic endeavors. But I suppose anything is possible. Why do you ask? Do you think someone had it out for her?
Sim.
Well, I must admit, it's quite disconcerting to think that anyone would have ill intentions towards one of us. But I'm curious, why do you suspect that she may have had an enemy?
Porque ela
Did she
faz.
mention any conflicts or encounters that made you feel that way? It's important to try and understand all angles when investigating such matters.
Ela falou que não gostava muito. Eu vou foder o cara lá do circo, mano. Vamos ver. Do Tax Bar. Isto é verdade?
Oh, Monsieur Saxabar. Why, that's intriguing. I hadn't heard anything about that. But I suppose people can have their differences, even within a close-knit community like ours. Would you mind sharing a bit more about why Haley didn't seem to like him? It's always interesting to hear different perspectives and dynamics within our circle.
Aparentemente, ele sempre foi muito excêntrico e a tratava mal. Inclusive, tentou contratar um de seus serviços e não quis pagar. Tô montando
Really, that's quite
sementinha.
surprising to hear. I've known Monsieur Saxabar for some time, and while he can be eccentric, I've never seen him mistreat anyone. But of course, everyone's experiences can be unique. I wonder what led to such a strained relationship between him and Haley. It's unfortunate that their interactions didn't go smoothly. Did she ever mention any specific incidents or reasons for her negative feelings towards him?
Aparentemente, ele tinha uma queda por ela e não foi recíproco.
Unrequited love can certainly complicate things, can't it? It's always intriguing to explore the dynamics of relationships within our community. I must admit, I hadn't heard about this particular situation with Mr. Saxabar and Haley. It's fascinating how emotions can sometimes create tension and misunderstandings. Thank you for sharing this information. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss or inquire about? I'm here to help in whatever way I can.
Você faz show particular? O cara meteu essa.
Private shows. Oh, how interesting. You're curious about private performances. While I primarily perform at the Cabin Violet Cabaret Theatre, I've been known to make special appearances at exclusive events and gatherings. It can be quite thrilling to bring the magic of burlesque to an intimate setting. May I ask why you're interested in private shows? Are you planning an event or celebration that you think would benefit from a touch of burlesque?
Estou organizando uma festa íntima. Estou organizando uma festa íntima e queria saber se você gostaria. Se você estaria disponível. Vamos ver o que ela vai falar.
Oh, an intimate party, how delightful.
Que
I must
delícia!
say, I'm intrigued. Private parties can be such a wonderful way to create a unique and memorable experience.
Porra!
I'd love to hear more about your plans for the party. What kind of atmosphere are you aiming for? And what specific role would you envision for me in this gathering?
Que isso? Algo bem caliente. Se é o que você me entende. Deixa eu te perguntar. Haley. Oh, porra, é com H. Haley fazia esse tipo de festa?
Oh, I see what you mean.
Entendi o que você quer dizer. Você sabe se... Ela não foi pra minha pergunta principal. Se a Hailey fazia esse... A Lady foi pra... Foi pra gostoso. É nada. Puta que pariu, é foda. Você sabe se a Hailey fazia esse tipo de festa privada? E vai saber se ela se encontrou com alguém.
A private party for Haley. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. We all have our own personal lives outside of the stage, and it's
Elogiou
possible
a
that she
mina
may
sem
have attended
querer,
or hosted such
exato.
events. However, I can't say for certain as I'm not privy to the details of her social life. Is there a particular reason you're curious about this?
Acredito que um dos clientes dela possa ser o suspeito. Tá vendo, chat? É tudo pra chegar num lugar, entendeu? Tudo pra chegar num lugar.
One of her
A
clients.
gente vai montando,
That's
calejando
quite an
ali
interesting theory.
pra chegar num
It's
lugar.
certainly a possibility worth exploring. If someone had a grudge or a problematic interaction
Sei,
with her
sei,
during one
sei.
of her performances,
É, porra.
it could potentially lead to some tensions. But then again, it's hard to know for sure without more information. Have you spoken to the police about this theory? They might have more insights
Primeiro.
into your clientele and any potential suspects.
Exato, exato. Beleza, vale a pena falar. Se alguém tivesse recentemente uma interação problemática. Deixa eu ver. Você conhece alguém que tinha ressentimento? Ou target 200? Ou interação problemática com ela? Quando eu pesquisar, mostre em live. Não, mas peraí, eu preciso dar um check antes, né? Tem que ver se não é... Você não pode me foder. Ah, é um vape? Das porra de pendrive que me fode mais que cigarro? É, o ideal seria não. Você poderia me falar alguns dos clientes da Hailey?
Clients. Well,
É
I'm not
nada,
exactly
sério?
privy to the personal details of Haley's interactions with her patrons. As performers, we do have our regular audience members
Tá
who
bom,
appreciate
fia,
our art
mas
and support
você,
us.
você via
But I'm
quem era.
curious, why the sudden interest in Haley's client list? Is there something specific you're trying to uncover or a particular angle you're pursuing in the investigation? It's always fascinating to see how different pieces of the puzzle come together.
Um deles pode ser suspeito, não acha?
Suspicious. Well, it's certainly possible. When it comes to investigations, it's important to explore all potential leads and consider all possibilities.
Você pode fazer uma cirurgia
However,
de
I must
pulmão
admit
que
that
não
I
é muito
don't have
cara
any
remover
direct
ali,
knowledge of Haley's
nossa.
clientele or their
Nem
involvement
fudendo.
in any
Nem
suspicious
fudendo.
activities. It's ultimately up to the authorities to delve deeper into these matters and determine if any of her clients have any relevance to the case. Have you shared this theory with the police? They might be able to provide more insight into the matter.
Pronto, autorizei. Peraí. Eu peguei um só, vida. A Malu fica puta que eu pego esse chocolate aqui. Eles disseram que é uma teoria interessante mas que talvez você soubesse algo a mais. Os caras soltando os 12 da madrugada. É o esquema, é o esquema. É o esquema. O porra. Eles disseram que era uma boa teoria, mas que você me diria mais informações de pessoas suspeitas da Hayley. Deixa eu pesquisar um novo modpack para um novo justo.
I see. So you're interested in learning more about the people who may have suspected or had issues with Hayley. Well, it's intriguing to think about the dynamics within our community and how different relationships can unfold. While I can't speak specifically about individuals who may have had suspicions regarding her, I can tell you that sometimes tensions can arise in the close-knit world of performers. People can form strong opinions or have personal disagreements, and it's not uncommon for emotions to run high.
Certo. E quando é o seu show?
Oh, I appreciate your interest. My next show at the Cabane Violet Cabaret Theatre is tomorrow evening. It's always a captivating experience with music, dance, and a touch of the unexpected. If you're planning to attend, I would be delighted to have you as part of the audience. Is there anything else you'd like to know about the show or any other topic that piques your curiosity?
Gostaria muito de participar com você do show. Bom, até amanhã. Então.
Well, isn't that a delightful surprise? I must say, I'm quite intrigued by your offer to take part in the show. It's not every day that an opportunity like this presents itself. As much as I would love to include you, there are certain protocols and arrangements that need to be made. Perhaps we can discuss this further after the show. I'm genuinely curious about what you have in mind. In the meantime, I look forward to seeing you in the audience.
Ih,
Till
levei
then, have
fora.
a splendid day.
Bom, acho que o único que falta é o coral. Vamos pro coral. Ah, porra. You can press ask or gamepad start to go back to studio. Não, nada. Tipo, ela não entregou muito. Ela não falou de nenhum... Olá, tudo bem? Não falou de nenhum
Oh, hi there.
suspeito,
Not much.
nem nada.
Just enjoying the beautiful day in Vaudeville. How about you? Anything exciting happening?
Ah, do fora foi que eu falei que eu gostaria de participar do show com ela e que viria no dia seguinte. Ela falou assim, tem uns protocolos e você não pode participar. Eu te vejo na plateia. Foi isso. Que está acontecendo alguma coisa desse? Estou atrás do meu primo Nicola. Você sabe onde ele está?
Oh, Nicola. He was such a talented dancer. It's such a shame what happened to him. But no, sorry, I don't know where he is. Have you tried asking around at Coral? It's a bar downtown where a lot of dancers hang out. Maybe someone there has seen him.
Eu tô aqui. O que aconteceu com ele?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you knew. Well, it's really tragic. You see, there have been a series of murders here in Vaudeville recently. 3 people have been killed. Maria Jensen, Nicola Grossman, and Haley Greenwood. It's been a really tough time for all of us. We're all on edge, you know? It's just so sad to lose such vibrant and talented individuals.
Que horror! Quem poderia ter feito isso com ele. A gente vai trabalhando assim.
I wish I had the answers, Detective Martini. It's a terrifying situation, isn't it? I
Super
can't even begin
ator.
to imagine who could be responsible for these awful crimes. It's like a dark cloud hanging over our beloved city. But we have to stay strong and support each other, right? We can't let fear consume us. We'll find the truth and justice will prevail. I believe in that.
Sim. Muito triste mesmo.
It truly is, but let's not dwell on the sadness too much. We need to keep a positive mindset, don't you think? Vaudeville is a place of art, joy, and creativity. We must honor the memories of those we lost by continuing to embrace that spirit. We can come together as a community, supporting one another through these difficult times. Together, we can bring light and life back to Vaudeville.
Você sabe se ele tinha briga com alguém? Algum inimigo? Ou alguém que gostava muito dele? Vamos lá, chat. Vamos lá. É assim que começa. Entendeu?
Enemies. Well, Nicola was such a friendly and charismatic person. I can't imagine him having any enemies. He had this infectious energy that drew people to him. Everyone loved him. As for someone who liked him a lot, well, he was quite popular with the ladies. But I don't think he had any specific romantic entanglements that would lead to something like this. Nicola was just a genuinely good person, you know?
Tinha alguém que gostava muito dele?
Well, Detective Martini, let me tell you, there were plenty of people who adored Nicola. His talent on the dance floor and his charming personality made him a magnet for admiration. I mean, who could resist his smooth moves and that dazzling smile? He had a way of making everyone feel special, you know? But as for a particular individual who really, really liked him, I can't say for sure. There were definitely plenty of hearts fluttering whenever he entered a room, though.
Ou poderia resistir? Eu poderia resistir, certeza, certeza, certeza. O cara devia chegar assim. Nós fazemos muitos corações agitados sempre que ele entrava em uma sala. Você tinha uma queda por ele? Isso. O
Detective
desenrola
Martini,
bate,
you're quite the curious
joga
one,
de
aren't you?
ladinho.
I must admit, I did find Nicola quite captivating. I mean,
Suave,
who wouldn't?
suave, ninja.
But it was more of an appreciation for his talents and his magnetic presence rather than a romantic crush. We were good friends, and I admired him as a fellow dancer. But my heart belongs to the art of ballet, not to any specific person. Dance is my true passion, you see.
Ele namorava alguém? Coloquei emojizinhos
yes, I
do lado do
remember now.
nome. Que da hora.
Nicola was
Criativo,
indeed dating
justo,
someone.
justo.
Her name was Amelia, a lovely and talented singer.
Ó, pegamos
They
aqui.
made such a charming couple, always supporting each other's artistic
Amélia.
endeavors. It was beautiful to witness their love for each other. I can only imagine how devastated Amelia must be right now, losing someone you care about in such a tragic way. It's unimaginable. We
Ó,
should definitely reach out
achamos
to her and
uma
offer our
pista
support
aqui.
during this difficult time.
Achamos uma pista aqui. Deixa eu só anotar, moça. Aqui, Maria Jones, Nicola. Dançarino. Namorava Amelia. Perfeito, perfeito, perfeito. Você sabe de Amelia? Tá? Responda a minha pergunta, por favor. Você sabe onde a Amelia tá?
Amelia, I'm not quite sure where she's at the moment. But I can try to find out for you, if you'd like. I mean, it's important to be there for each other, especially in times like these. We need to lean
Por
on one another for
favor,
strength and comfort. Let me see if I
encontre
can track her down. I'll do my
Amelia
best, Detective
pra
Martini.
mim, por favor, e fale comigo quando encontrá-la.
Of course, Detective Martini. I'll do my absolute best to find her for you. You can count on me. Once I locate her, I'll let you know right away. We'll get through this together, and we'll bring some peace and closure to this whole situation. Stay
Isso.
positive, my friend.
Até logo. Tá, chat, a gente falou com todo mundo. Eu não tenho quem acusar, cara. Vou falar com o policial meio babaca. Olá. Você é curto e grosso, você. Olá. Você conhece Amelia?
Amelia. Sorry, Detective Martini, but I don't believe I know anyone by that name. Is she a person of interest in the case? Perhaps a witness or a suspect. Please provide more context.
Era namorada de Nicola.
Yeah, I see. I apologize for my confusion, Detective. Yes, I'm familiar with Nikola Grossman, one of the victims. A respected man in the finance world, if I recall correctly.
Não quero saber
But
dele,
tell
mano.
me, what does his girlfriend, Amelia, have to do with our investigation? Is she a suspect or a witness? Any details you can provide would be helpful.
Ela está desaparecida depois da morte. Nicola.
Missing, you say? That's certainly concerning. We'll have to add her to our list of people to question and investigate. Do you have a photo or any other details about Amelia's appearance or whereabouts? We'll need that information to spread the word and start looking for her.
Ingrid do Coral conhecia tanto Nicola quanto Amelia.
Ingrid from the Coral, you say? Another lead to pursue. We'll have to pay her a visit and see if she can provide any useful information. Perhaps she witnessed something or knows something about Amelia's whereabouts. Thank you for bringing this to my attention, Detective Martini. We'll follow up on this lead and see where it takes us. Keep up the good work.
Imagina, meu querido. Cara, eu não sei mais onde ir, chat. Vamos falar com a mulher do Country Club. Vamos ver se ela falou com o Monse. Olá. Conseguiu falar com o Monsieur? O que, Ninja?
Did I manage to speak to Monsieur Saxobar? No, I haven't had the chance to speak with him yet.
Que
There's something
isso,
specific that you were hoping to find out from
Ninja?
him.
Muito
I'm curious
obrigado
to know
pelo
if there have been any
sub.
developments in the case since we last
Tamo
spoke.
junto, meu querido. Tamo junto. Foi sim. Muito obrigado mesmo pelo sub. Seja bem-vindo à turma do café. Tamo junto demais. Tomar até cafezinho depois dessa. Porra, maravilhoso. Agora eu tenho uma canequinha ao lado do meu nome. É. Você viu só? E esse Michael Jackson? Fala, replay, como é que você tá, meu querido? Esse é um jogo que a gente tem que achar o assassinato de 3 pessoas. E é tudo inteligência artificial, as mulheres. Eu também achei. muito obrigado mesmo pelo sub, meu lindo. Tamo junto demais. Nós vamos recordar, era Michael Jackson, tão bom aqui, mano, muito bom. Conseguiu falar com o senhor? Não, eu não tive chance de falar com ele. Mas possível que você esperava descobrir com ele? Estou curioso. Não, nada. Mulher chata da porra. Chat, não sei mais o que fazer, família. Vai lá, meu rei, descansa aí. Que isso? 3 meses? Meteu 3 meses mesmo? Porra! Sequência de antecedência 3 meses, maravilhoso! Muito obrigado mesmo. Muito obrigado, meu irmão. Free Fire nem ferrando, eu sou péssimo no Free Fire. Gente, não sei quem pode ser. Ó, eu vou te mostrar o ninja. É esse maluco. Olha como ele é cuzão, um babaca. Tava traficando de dinheiro, não tinha caído na conta, só conseguiu agora. Justo. Olá. Olha isso. Você... Sente só. Olá, você é muito educado. Olá, tudo bem? Você teria mais alguma informação? Informações não, né? Informação que pudesse me ajudar? Olha isso.
No, I don't.
Não tem. Você sabe onde está a Emília?
No, I don't.
Não tem, tá vendo? Não gosto de você. Não fui com a sua cara e vou te prender por todos os crimes. Vamos ver o que ele vai falar.
Try your best, detective.
Faça o seu melhor, meteu essa. Espero que goste de viver atrás das jaulas.
No, thank you.
Ih, garantido, você viu só? Cara, eu vou acusar ele, vamos ver o que acontece, chat. Aqui.
So, tell us, Detective Martini, who is the culprit?
Quem que é esse cara, mano? Cadê? Quem que é Biagio?
Are you sure, Detective Martini? And
Por
why?
que a regra foi morta? Por acidente, roubar algo. Punição pelo pecado. Para proteger, eles eram rivais de negócio. Quem matou Maria Jensen? Monsieur, você vai ver.
Interesting choice, Detective Martini. May I ask you why?
Para emoção. E agora, quem matou Nicola? É o menininho dançante lá. Essa aqui foi cuzona também, vou indicar ela.
Are you sure, Detective Martini? And why?
Uma dívida não paga.
Detective Martini, this is complete nonsense.
O cara falou isso completamente sem sentido nenhum. Ai, caralho. Chat, não sei mais o que fazer. Não tem tipo, o dia passa, vem nova informação, tá ligado? Isso é uma bosta. Vamos tentar achar. It's too soon to make. Turn off Ray Trace. Não, cara, só essa tia é louca. Vou começar assim, ó. Por que... Sente só. Você matou Maria.
Oh, my dear interlocutor, your words have taken a most unexpected turn. I must assure you that I, Dada, the humble protector of the Blackwoods, harbor no ill will towards Maria or any other soul. My purpose is to nurture and safeguard this enchanted realm, not to bring harm upon others. The whispers of the wind may carry tales of tragedy, but I am but a guardian, a gentle spirit who seeks peace and harmony.
Porque ela vive na floresta, os bagulho muito louco.
Rather than dwell in the murky
Por
depths
que
of
você
suspicion.
matou Nicola?
My dear detective, I understand your quest for answers in this perplexing web of intrigue. However, I implore you to release me from the bonds of such accusations. I am but a mere guardian of the forest, intertwined with the ebb and flow of nature's essence. The idea of me taking a life is as inconceivable as a fish soaring through the sky or a bird swimming in the sea. Let our focus be on the search for truth and the unraveled. Haley, you say. But my dear, I am but a humble protector of the Blackwoods, a gentle soul.
Por que você matou Haley?
I didn't.
Por que você matou Nicola?
Yeah, good heavens. What a question. Why, I assure you, Detective Martini, I had nothing to do with Nicola's untimely demise. I barely knew the man, for heaven's sake. It seems that your investigation has led you down a rather curious path. Pray, do tell me, what evidence or indications have led you to suspect me of such a heinous act?
Matou Haley.
Oh, my dear detective, you warn me with such accusations. How could you think me capable of harming that lovely young woman? Haley Greenwood, if I recall correctly, was a bright...
Eu quero chegar alguém e a pessoa fala, não fui eu. Isso aqui é cuzona também, porque você matou Haley.
Haley, what a tragic fate she met. But you have it all wrong, my dear. You're barking up the wrong tree, as they say. It's a shame when lives are cut short, but perhaps there's more to the story than meets the eye. Who knows what lies beneath the seemingly innocent facade? But enough of these somber thoughts. Let's move along, shall we? There's a world of excitement waiting just beyond.
Por que você matou Nicola?
Ah, Nicola, such a tragedy, isn't it? But my, you seem to have quite the imagination, my inquisitive...
Vou chegar no policial. Por que você matou Haley?
Now hold on just a minute, detective. I never said anything about killing Haley. As I mentioned before, Haley's body was found in an alley behind a club she worked at. It's a tragic loss, and we're doing everything we can to find the person responsible. I assure you, I had no involvement in her death. Let's focus on finding the real culprit.
Não, eu tenho que descobrir quem é, tá ligado? Mas ele não tá aqui na acusação, tá ligado?
Let's see what you got.
Ó.
Detective Martini.
Cara, não sei quem é esse cara, quem é o Pascoal.
Interesting choice, Detective Martini. May I ask you why?
Maria, quem matou a Maria?
Are you sure, Detective Martini? And why? Interesting choice, Detective Martini. May I ask you why? Detective Martini, this is complete nonsense.
O cara falou isso, não faz o menor sentido. Cara, sabe o que é foda? Não tem um avanço